Oh, hi. Welcome to the last part of uh, our lecture on the tendency of profit rates to fall. And in this part, basically, we will look to some data that belongs to the Sheikh and Piketty. Piketty is very famous, of course, you might know his name, with Capital in 21st Century, which is more or less an empirical book, by the way. As for the Sheikh, he's not that much known, but he's a very, very strong Marxist. Actually, were, if you knew Marxian literature at Marxian school in current uh, time period, you would probably know his name. But anyway, well, let's open the articles. This is the first article that belongs to Sheikh. I want to basically look to certain graphs actually, which actually show you the um, show you the dynamics of the. Uh, this is, I'm sorry, this is the wrong article. Let me open the. Well, actually, I have realized that I have copied the relevant articles to them to uh, my lecture notes on the falling rate of profits. So I decided to look to those lecture notes basically. So this is a lecture note on the tendency of profit rates to fall, and here you can see the first um, well first um, graph. Well, basically this is K over Y. What is K? K is capital amount, but in the sense of in the neoclassical sense, it means that it contains the machinery and infrastructure, but not all non-labor inputs. And it's also looking to the capital stock. But note that according to Marx, actually you should take into account the capital stock that is used in the production. So depreciation rate is in that case important when you look to the pure capital, not the exact capital. But if the depreciation rate is more or less constant, it is not at least decreasing drastically, and if inputs are more or less correlated to the capital amount, especially that's the case when the production level is increasing. In that case, you need more standard inputs at least. You would expect the capital in a classical sense to correlate with the C constant capital in Marxian sense. And what is Y? As we have already spoken, Y was equal to GDP, and that's S plus V, which will be distributed between the workers and the capitalists. So actually what we have there is C divided by S plus V. And this should be more or less similar to C divided by V. Actually, this you don't know how the output is shared, but we do the total output and the constant capital. So this is similar to the organic composition of capital, not exactly the same, but similar. And as you see, it has been increasing since 1947 for the United States. In Piketty, you might have slightly different position, slightly different results. So, in that sense, maybe. Well, here I should mention this. You have a star here, which means this is potential output. It's not actual output, but it's potential output, which means assuming realization problem is not actually. People assume what will happen if you run the economic system in full sense with all resources fully utilized, what will be in that case the output? In that case, if you look to actual output, actually this number can change. But if this is capital divided by the potential output, and this is the capital divided by wage. So you have a slightly increase in the amount of capital, well, with respect to wage rate. Actually, this is the interesting graph in respect to wages. So this is the increase in the wages. This is the increase in the productivity. So up to 1970s, more or less, well, productivity increase may be a little faster, but more or less the increase in both of them was same. But after 1970s, well, maybe productivity has continue to increase a little bit, maybe a little stagnated, but wages start to actually, real wage start to actually decrease. So, which means the wage share starts to actually decrease after 1970s. So that's the phenomena we have talked before. Actually, up to 1970s, maybe the falling rate, well, the exploitation rate did not rise, but in 1970s, suddenly we have certain dynamics which starts to restart rise in the exploitation rate. So we have the C amount is increasing, and we have the wage share decrease. Well, what about the profit rate? We'll see profit rate is decreasing. We should not actually, this is adjusted profit rate, which means that it took from the profit rate well, it shows what profit rates will be if there were no demand fluctuations, basically. And you see, at least after 1947, well, the time when you had actually an increase in profit rate, we had a continuous decrease in profit rates with some periods with relative increase, but the overall trend was decreasing. Well, the last graph is interesting. It shows the actual profit amount. And as you see, even though profit rate was falling, the actual profit amount was increasing all the way up to mid-60s, end of 60s. And then it started to, this is actually real stock prices, maybe stagnate, you might say, and real stock prices, the stock prices themselves start to fall actually. So basically, even though profit rate was falling, the profit amount was increasing, maybe because of the expansion of the companies. But then you have a stagnation of the actual profit amount also, which is actually, that's the 1970s, late 1970s especially, was a period of economic crisis in the United States. Well, it is, it might be created by them, by the stagnation of the profit amount. Although profit rate itself was continuously decreasing, but after a certain point only, it come to a point it will basically also change the profit amount. So when profit rates are decreasing, the expansion might still stabilize the actual money the companies are earning and maybe stabilize the system. So in that sense, I mean, profit amount might also matter, but profit rate in the end will also get that amount. It might get also that amount down in time. So let me go back to the profit amount, profit rate discussion. So what about Piketty? Piketty does actually, first, he is actually using a little theory where he actually is talking about two fundamental laws of the capitalism. One is this one. let's test it. So this is the, if I'm not mistaken, capital share, which is K over Y again. And actually, beta is the K over Y. So that's how much capital exists with respect to compared with the input. This is the exact same thing we have seen before, but this is actual Y, not the potential Y. A represents share of the capital. That's actually the profits divided by capital. Profits S over C, basically, in that sense. And well, S over, no, V plus S, the whole production level. And R is the profit rate, basically. And beta is then composed by G and S. And here G is growth rate and savings, S is savings. So compared with the savings rate, what is the growth rate, basically? If you have more savings than growth, then the capital amount K rises faster than Y, and you have a big capital accumulation, but not that much capital growth, not that much output growth, like Marx has said. So what happened in reality? It's the beta, the capital output ratio risen. Well, this is private capital. This is public capital. Actually, Piketty has looked to the all different types of capital, and if you look to the United States, you can see it is almost stable, and then decrease, and then slightly has increased. This is again the capital divided by the whole output ratio. And Emma Sheikh has looked to this era, by the way, where you had seen an increase. And then you continue to see an increase up to 2000s, basically. In Europe, you have a sharp fall in 1910s and then again in 1950s, which might be because of the First World War, where you have destruction of existing capital, certainly, by war. But except that you had a stagnation in late 19th century and then a continuous increase in the 20th century. Well, why stagnation? Why stagnation here? Well, this is the period where there is a second colonization wave of Europe. This is the time after 1880s when Africa was first colonized, officially colonized, basically, which that expansion might create a new workforce coming to the economic system and maybe stabilize the system. But that kind of stabilization that was not there in the 1950s and 2010. And here again, maybe American companies that expanded more and started to more aggressively own foreign companies, and that might also create maybe some partial stabilization for the United States. But when you look to the whole world, when you look to the whole world, you have a clear trend. Well, even before 1910, you see the ratio rising. The two wars have decreased the ratio, and the depression has decreased the ratio. And except that, you have the ratio always either stable or rising. Which means, well, in Europe, you might basically reverse the trend in one region maybe, but the world as a whole has a continuously rising K over Y ratio, unless you have an economic crisis, or a war, basically. And well, this is actually also projected. After this point is projection. So we have come to the point of late 20th century, actually. So the First World War and Second World War has created a significant decline. So overall, the trends are surprisingly like Marx has predicted. So this is actually what I can say for the falling rate of profits. So see you next time. We will see the depressions topic next time. See you then, and stay healthy, of course.